Welcome to a new week of the Fantasy WNBA today. It's your boy Kam. We're talking WNBA. We have been all year going back to the preseason. And we begin with bad news for the WNBA, for Caitlin Clark, for the Indiana Fever. And, she's going to be out a couple of weeks here. But as I read, I think I'm preparing for this injury to be a monther, not just a 2-week thing. It's being reported right now, ESPN, Caitlin Clark will be out at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. The team announced yesterday on Memorial Day, we're all chilling, barbecuing at the beach, whatever, and oh no, Caitlin Clark's out. Yep, that's how it went down. Fever coach Stephanie White said that she wasn't sure when the injury happened, that Clark reported some pain in her leg after the team's loss to the New York Liberty on Sunday. I kind of believe that. Although I kind of don't, because coaches usually know all the details on this. This I'm certainly going to play the license to lie card on the great Stephanie White. Clark subsequently underwent an MRI and was diagnosed with the strain, although Stephanie White said she didn't know the grade of the strain. Bull crap. Yeah, you do. And I'm not mad at her. License to lie, by the way, comes from Antonio Daniels, my former partner on NBA radio. And what they don't want the world to know is it grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And when you withhold information like this, it's usually bad information. Information that's a buzzkill. Okay, so maybe it is a grade 2, maybe it is a grade 3. I don't know. But I know that Stephanie White knows what grade the strain is. Okay, I know that. Caitlin Clark averaging 19 points. A league best 9.3 dimes through 4 games, and she's put up historic numbers. The MVP odds, like a few days ago, just flipped in her favor, where she shot to the top. She was my preseason pick to win MVP. Now, and I'll explain this in a minute, Napheesa Collier is in the pole position for MVP, at least according to the odds. So, this is a rare injury to Caitlin Clark. This marks the first regular season game and games that Clark will have missed in her WNBA career. In college, she never missed a game while at Iowa and obviously became the all-time leading scorer in Division I basketball history. Please don't bring up Pete Maravich. I get it. It is what it is. They took a year off of those guys and Lou Alcindor and all those guys. But give Caitlin credit, man. Anyway, she dealt with a left quad injury. This is a quad strain on the left side, okay? She dealt with a left quad injury during training camp, sat out a preseason contest against Washington. She described it as quad tightness. She told local media at the time it was probably from a little bit too much basketball. But this issue, while on the same leg, according to a team spokesman, is a new injury. Again, it's spin, it's damage control, it's control the narrative, it's all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I haven't seen the MRI. I haven't talked to Caitlin. I'm not in her brain for her innermost thoughts. I believe this is a re-injury, and nobody's to blame. It just is what it is. Like, it's a quad strain. Oh, could it be higher on the quad, lower on the quad? I mean, she had the injury. She played through it. She aggravated it. That's why I'm saying they say at least 2 weeks. When you re-injure something, it always takes longer to recover than that first time. Always. Every single time. And with a star like this, you're going to be even more cautious than maybe you were after she initially suffered it. Okay, she did it. She did it again. Now it's bells are ringing, fire alarms are going off, and now you're going to put her in bubble wrap, okay, until she's like really opening it up, and she's like, I'm good. There's no pain, no weirdness at all. Then she will come back, because the Fever obviously are in the championship fast lane. I know they're 2-2. They just took an L to the Liberty, which I'm going to talk about. But their 2 losses have been to giant teams. I mean, it's not anything to be ashamed about, but they are in the championship fast lane. Now, in terms of these MVP odds, Napheesa Collier is now, as I said, in the pole position. After the injury came out, Caitlin's odds to an MVP lengthened from minus 115 to plus 220. I mean, that's almost like the sports books are saying, it was a nice run, bye, deuces. And we're 4 games into the season. But that's how betting lines change. And obviously, a lot of things can happen in the rest of this season. There are 44 games in the WNBA run. Nafisa Collier's odds shortened from plus 185 to minus 135. And Asia Wilson went from a plus 825 to a plus 600. So there you go. And that's your 3-lady race right there for MVP. And, I said before the year, Fee's going to give this a run. That I knew coming in. Fee was going to give MVP a run this year, no doubt about it. Was she going to get there? I'll tell you what, what's really positive for Nafisa is that everything that I told you about the Las Vegas Aces is coming to fruition, okay? Asia has to do too much, and she's not going to go 27 points per game again, okay? That's an automatic MVP. She had the most points in the season in WNBA history. Here's the MVP award. She's at like 20 this year. I mean, her numbers are fantastic, okay? Vegas is taking out water, their ship. I predicted this, okay? So she's on the fringe, all right? And no disrespect to the awesome, goatish Asia Wilson. I'm talking about MVP this year. Nafisa Collier's looking good right now, guys. She's looking good. She's going to continue to steamroll. Kayla McBride is out, which means Fee's got to do even more. Caitlin just blew a tire, might miss a month, all right? And Asia Wilson is on, like just an okay team, putting up like great numbers, but not historic numbers. Fee's looking good for MVP right now, guys. I got to tell you. I want you guys to go and get the Sports Ethos app. We're making big investments in what we call the next generation of Sports Ethos. The past 12 months have been a game changer for us on all fronts. We're working hard behind the scenes for you to deliver the best fantasy product you've ever experienced. If you want a taste of it, download our app now. Sports Ethos app, App Store, Sports Ethos app. Go do it. Stay on top of all the latest news for the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. Plus, take advantage of our fantasy basketball tools. Your app, your ultimate edge is our app. Don't miss out. All right, time to get into the top 3 from the past week in the WNBA. The Liberty beat the Fever in a thriller on Saturday, 90-88. The Liberty are 3-0, no surprise. The Fever dropped to 2-2, and this was the game in which Caitlin Clark, tweaked that injury. Jonquel Jones was awesome, 26 and 12. Sabrina Ionescu had 23, and the game-winning free throws with 2.9 seconds left. And Caitlin Clark, she had a pretty brutal game, guys. She ended a stretch of 12 missed 3 balls with a 4-point play, followed them by a 34-foot buzzer beater to end the third quarter. But she got the ball stripped away from her by Natasha Cloud on the final play of the game. She had 18 points, 10 assists, and 10 turnovers, the awkward triple-double. Guys, the New York Liberty is a juggernaut. They have the best big 3 in the game with Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jonquel Jones. Natasha Cloud might be the best offseason pickup in the entire league. She was absolutely incredible in this game. 16, 7, and 6 with 2 blocks and 5 steals for Natasha Cloud. That right there, folks, is one of the best fantasy lines of the young WNBA season by Natasha Cloud. And to me, New York, kind of stole her from Phoenix. And I know, they had to give up. You got to trade and all that kind of stuff. But to add Natasha Cloud to an already championship team is just, they've really, really stacked the deck in their favor. And, Minnesota's not as deep as the Liberty. They don't have as much top-end star power as the Liberty. Minnesota's right there with the Liberty. But Minnesota's got to have all of their ladies cooking. That's Carlton. That's Alana. That's McBride back. Courtney Williams, of course. Fee. You got to have Shepard. You got to have Heidman. They've all got to be cranking. No letdown, no slippage, no leaks, all right? Because the Liberty, they have more firepower than every team in this league. So to beat them, you've got to have everything on a perfect level on your side. But shout out to Natasha Cloud. This loss, though, proved that the Fever have arrived. And I say that, obviously we know the Caitlin Clark thing, but watching them with Howard, with Bonner, with Boston, with Mitchell, with Caitlin, all right, this new team they've assembled that I've been telling you is the third best team in the WNBA. They've had that look, and I know they're 2-2 here, but they went toe-to-toe with the Liberty. Pretty impressive to me. I want to complain about something here real quick. I don't like how Stephanie White is using DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner is a future Hall of Famer. She's like 35. She's still really good. She had a fantastic year last year in Connecticut and for Stephanie White. And I just don't like coming off the bench here. On Saturday against the Liberty, she played 23 minutes off the bench. She had 2 points. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of an NBA example here, or even it's like asking Tina Thompson late in her career, come off the bench. Tina's like, what? Give me a break, man. Like, and DeWanna Bonner reportedly is like really cool about it and going with the flow of it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. She has started some games. She's come off. I like that even less. Like, if you're going to settle in on a roll, settle in on a roll. And now that Caitlin is out, I think it's pretty obvious that DeWanna Bonner will go back in the starting five. I mean, like, my mind will be blown if DeWanna Bonner doesn't start right now. Because the only, okay, you want to get Bonner's 15 points a game coming off your bench to kind of stagger it a little bit. I guess somehow, some way, I see the logic there. I still don't like it. But with Caitlin out, you've got to start DeWanna Bonner. You've just got to kind of push all your chips into the table right there. And you do have Sophie Cunningham. You do have Lexi Hall. The Fever have some depth. They go 7 deep. They do. So I'm curious to see how they're going to withstand this injury to Caitlin, how much water they take on, how many wins they get that maybe they weren't supposed to get, because they have a lot of talent. Aaliyah Boston's going to flex right now, by the way, guys. She already is. She's off to a great start. She is going to flex like old school Tina Charles style. So, and by the way, like, this is looking like the first down year of DeWanna Bonner's career. Hopefully that's not the case. But to me, you don't treat a vet like this. All right, so my top 3 from the past week in the WNBA. We're at number 2 right now. It is Rick Kamla. We are the Fantasy WNBA today. Kelsey Plum might lead the league in scoring. Where did you hear that? Oh, she had 28, 8 assists, 6 threes on Sunday. I am so mad about a couple of decisions that I made in some of my fantasy leagues, guys. I knew that Kelsey Plum was going to have a massive season. I talked about it the entire offseason. She's going to go off. She's going to go off. She's going to go off. Okay, so I took Arike Ogunbowale over Kelsey Plum, like a lot of you probably did. You look at the back of the basketball card for Arike, how could you not? And it's a horrible decision right now. Blown up in my face. And especially because of the vibe I had on Plum. And you take Arike just because you think the numbers are automatic. Arike's having a horrible season. Horrible. All right. And Plum is having a majestic, historic season. So I am pissed at myself. And I'm not going to say I should have seen this coming. We got a long way to go. Arike may figure this out and get back to 20, 30, 25, 27, 21, 22. I mean, come on, let's go, Arike. For the love of orange, let's go. But this is one of those, as fantasy players, it's the eternal struggle. Yeah, you got the pop player, but you've also got the mainstay who's always killer, okay? And you look at, ESPN does points leagues, right? And you look at where Arike is, you're like, I can't pass on her. I mean, the points are off the charts, man. I mean, you've got Caitlin, you got Asia, you got Stewie, you got Fee, and then you got Arike. And then there's a drop off, and then you go to Sabrina and Plum and blah, 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 blah. Right? And so, I don't know. I guess maybe I got to take this to the lab a little bit, but it may be a situation where I really didn't even look at this as a coin flip. I'm like, you have to take Arike there. But maybe I get a little bit more aggressive with my pop players who I absolutely freaking know are going to go off. Anyway, a little side story for you right there. But I am pissed. I should have Plum in every single league. I had a lot of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. I should have Plum on every one of my teams. I have her on a bunch of my teams, trust me. But not on a couple of them where I took Arike. The top 5 scorers in the game right now, guys, are Nafisa Collier at 29.5. Long way to go, but Asia's got the record at 27. Fee's at 29. Just saying. Kelsey Plum's at 24.8. Kayla McBride's going to come back at some point, we hope. God bless her. I don't know what's going on here. That's going to drop Fee down to like regular scoring. Plum might even go higher than 24.8. Okay, I just love the season she's having. And she's number 2 in scoring right now. Then you got Sykes at 22.3, Asia at 20.8, and Nneka Ogwumike at 20.5. And the Spite season is rolling down the tracks for my homie Kelsey Plum. Rolling down the tracks. The swaggy Kelsey Plum scored on Angel Reese on a sweet, like, Nash, serve it in your face, left-hand little finger roll bucket. Off the left side of the lane. She's a right-handed player, too, so that was pretty cool. Higher level of difficulty, and she scored on Angel Reese. And as she's running back up the court, she hits her with the too small gesture. Like, Kelsey's it, bro. She is it. I'm telling you right now. And so I regret taking Arike. Come on, turn my frown upside down, Arike. Come on. Arike! You're like printing money, bro. Like you just print cash with Arike. It's cha-ching, cha-ching. Let's get back to that. Where is that? I don't want to hear it. Well, Paige Beckers is there too. Come on, man. Dallas sucks. There's room for both of those ladies to eat, man. I'm telling you right now. All right. Number 3 in my top 3 from the last week. Phoenix and Seattle are 3-1. What? Phoenix is 3-1. Mind blown. Can't believe it. So you've got no Kalia Copper. You've got no Natasha Mack. DT's in retirement. Grinders in Atlanta. This is impressive. 3-1. Yeah, I got to give it to you. Alyssa Thomas and Setu Sabali are holding it down. They're having the fantastic years that we all knew that they would. Phoenix has wins against Seattle. They trucked them on opening night. The Sparks, who are better, they have Kelsey, and Washington, who won their first 2 games and then have lost 3 straight. And I've really appreciated the role players stepping up because Phoenix doesn't have a lot. You've got the 2 forwards, and then you've got satellite players. And the satellite players are getting them 9, 8, 6, 7, 5, goodies. It's working, okay? Now, is it sustainable? Is it fool's gold? Yes, it is. Until you get Kalia Copper back. When Kalia Copper and Natasha Mack come back, I mean, I don't see this team like winning a championship or anything like that. But at that point, I'm not going to put a ceiling on them. I want to see how this new construction looks, right? Mack, Copper, Thomas, Sabali. We haven't seen that all together come into a boil. We haven't seen it yet, okay? I'm not going to hate on that. I like all 4 players. But in this period without Copper and Mack, 3-1 is very promising, but I don't think this is sustainable. I don't. Now, Seattle, they're 3-1 as well. And I like how Seattle's rolling here, okay? You've got Nneka Ogwumike playing at an MVP level. You have Ezi Magbagor doing her thing. They finally worked Dominique Malonga into the last game that they played, like 11 minutes, something like that. But they got to find time for her. You just do. You're Seattle. You're not the Liberty. You're not the Lynx. Because if you can get Malonga to a place where she's really contributing, okay, now she might just like be a take you over the hump type of player, right? Like you may really have something here. And you know what I mean? So you got kind of like the Minnesota Timberwolves exploring with Terrence Shannon, right? After 2 games, boom, giving Shannon to the world. He's been fantastic. They found something. So find something in Malonga that makes you different, that gives you upside, right? So it's a start. And I know she's a rookie and she's very, very raw and all this kind of stuff. You got to find 15 minutes for Dominique Malonga. You have to. It's mandatory. And presumably they will. I hate how they like kid glove rookies and ease them in and bring them along slowly, but what do I know? For Seattle, is this fool's gold or is it real? It's realer than Phoenix, I would say, but ultimately I think it's a little bit of fool's gold. I mean, they could get like to 4 to 5. I guess. I told you all about Atlanta, and Atlanta's looking good. I told you. But look, Seattle's going to be in this thing. Seattle's kind of a team that I'm still figuring out, to be completely honest with you. I got my eye on Seattle. I've talked about them. Like, is the arrow pointing up? Is it sideways? Is it pointing down? It's all kind of up in the air right now. They're 3-1. I'm gonna push pause on that question. Real or fool's gold? I'm gonna push pause on that question. For Phoenix, definitively fool's gold. Seattle, they got some players. Skylar Diggins, you've got Gabby Williams, my girl. You've got Magbagor, you've got Nneka, you've got Malonga, you've got some other good. Erica Wheeler, she had a big game. They got a decent little team. They do. I got my eye on Seattle. Hey, we want you guys to visit sportsethos.com. All of our work, all of our brilliant minds are available at sportsethos.com in all of these sports, right? We pride ourselves on being competitive, taking no shortcuts, delivering the best fantasy analysis in the game. And we do that. Our drive is very simple, folks, to be the best, to win, and to make sure you win with us. Also, while you're at it, consider subscribing. We would really love that if you did that. The prices are low as they will ever be. And our grandfather programs will make your subscription price incredibly cheap as we keep adding more and more value to the platform. So get in now, kind of lock in your price, and we got you. And we will help you win DFS, head-to-head fantasy, roto fantasy, ATS, prop betting. We got you for all that kind of stuff, man. All right, it is your boy, Rick Kamla, and this is the Fantasy WNBA today. We call it that. It's a reality and fantasy show. We'll do a fantasy rip later on in the show. We start with the reality and talk hoops, and then we get to the fantasy. And we love having you guys and girls along for the ride. It's your boy, Rick Kamla. Please retweet this on your timeline. Let everybody know that we are rocking the WNBA like nobody else. I mean, who else is doing a show like this? Legit, on earth. Who else is doing a show like this? Andre, it's crickets. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Andre Lemouche, the best producer in the biz. He always loves it when I say that. Bottom three from opening weekend. The Aces take a 20-point L on Sunday to Seattle. Oh, the Storm. By the way, shout out to the Storm fan base up in Seattle. Dude, they have loved the Storm. They have hugged the Storm. They have just like mosh pitted with the Storm for decades, man. Like before the WM, back in like the early days of the WMA, that place is just rocking, right? They don't have an NBA team anymore, but they love women's basketball up in Seattle. They love basketball up in Seattle. Great hotbed for talent. All kinds of guys. Jamal Crawford, I could go on. Have come out of Seattle. Paula Banchero's out of Seattle. So just shout out to Seattle, man, and especially how you support the Seattle Storm. So Vegas is 2-2 on the season. They're not the same team without Kelsey Plum. I told you. They don't have the same juice, the same swag, the same confidence. They don't. It's like they're missing their spirit animal. Like, take Draymond off of Golden State. Bye. I'm not the biggest Draymond Green guy. I think he's overrated a little bit and stuff like that. But damn, he's still super important. He's the heartbeat of that program. You take Draymond Green off of Golden State. I mean, Steve Kerr would sob for a month straight. Just boo-hoo crying. Boo-hoo crying. Put him in a padded cell. He'd be so distraught for a month, okay? Don't leave him there. Go get him. I'm just saying. Jewel Lloyd has been a bust through 4 games. Jewel. Where's your game at, man? Where's your game at? 12 points per game on 31%. Ew. For her career, she's 17 PPG on 40%. But she's been a walking 20-point scorer for many, 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 many years. And that's who Vegas made the move for. They made a move for 20 PPG. They didn't make a move for 17. They certainly didn't make a move for 12. okay? Chelsea Gray had been playing well, not on Sunday. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, by far her worst game of the year. I complained about this in the preseason. I'm going to do it again. Kia Stokes just doesn't bring anything to their starting lineup at all. Not even the Alana Smith dirty work, fill in, block steal 3, 10 points, 5 boards, 3 assists thing, right? Alana Smith's a terrific role player in Minnesota. That's who they need Kia Stokes to be. She's never been that, though. And they continue to start her. I have no idea why. I mean, you don't have a bench player with more upside than Kia Stokes? What's up? Vegas is just a team with the best player in the world right now. Asia Wilson's the best player in the world. But they're just a team. They are. They're a playoff team. They're not a contender. They're not. Last year they were, obviously, going for a three-peat. They have fallen that far. I'll give them fringe contender. It's the best I can do. They're not a core contender. Your core contenders are Indiana and Minnesota and New York. And I think that's about it. In terms of core contenders, you can go to the fringe then and make cases for other teams. And Vegas fans are pissed at me right now. Prove me wrong. Jewel Lloyd, have a game. Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Jackie Young's been terrific. But through the expansion draft and through trades and all this kind of stuff, they're not deep. They're very top heavy. Players 5, 6, 7, 8 aren't very good. Okay, and it forces the heavy hitters to do all kinds of stuff, and it stretches them, and it's a mess. This isn't it. This isn't it. It's unfortunate. Kind of reminds me of the Tampa Bay Lightning, my hockey team down here in Florida. They went bang bang, won 2 chips in a row, and then year after year they'd lose a guy. You lose a guy. You lose a guy. You lose a guy. Before you know it, you're just a team. You're a playoff team, but you're no longer a contender. Really reminds me of that. The Lightning were going for the three-peat, and then it's just gone, it keeps dropping down. And I see the same thing happen with Vegas. So my thing with Vegas is they need to make a move, okay? You got to get better. You got to get more talent. Look at the Liberty. How are you going to, you're not going to beat the Liberty. You have no shot of beating the Liberty. None. How do you get there? You make a trade. Oh, but they can't. Here's why. The Vegas Aces do not have their first-round pick in the 2026 WNBA draft. They traded their first-round pick to the Seattle Storm in a 3-team trade involving the Sparks. That trade sent Jewel Lloyd to the Aces, Kelsey Plum to the Sparks. Seattle received the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 draft and the Aces 2026 first-round pick. Guys, this is as bad a trade as there's ever been in WNBA history, and I'll say that right now. You gave up Kelsey Plum and a first-round pick. And who did Seattle get the number 2 pick from? That wasn't from Vegas. That's escaping me right now. Doesn't matter. You gave up Kelsey Plum is too much to give up for Jewel Lloyd. And you gave up a first-round pick. Dumb. Again, what happened in Vegas to get you to hold a fire sale for Kelsey Plum? Because that's what that is. That's a fire sale. She got to go. She got to go. That's not, we're trying to make our team better. You got older with Jewel Lloyd, which makes no sense. She's not as talented as Kelsey Plum. She's not. Jewel Lloyd is a future Hall of Famer. At this point in her career, she's in her 30s now, okay? She is not the same player as Kelsey Plum. She doesn't bring the intangibles that Kelsey Plum brings. Jewel Lloyd ain't doing the too small gesture to Angel Reese. I mean, I love that swaggy shit. I love it. Horrible trade by Vegas. I sniffed it out. I told you about it. And now everything that I said in the offseason is coming to fruition. Sometimes we get it right like this. Number 2, in the bottom 3 from the last week in the WNBA, Chicago is 0-3. Oh, 0-3. Here comes the hate. Angel Reese. Shut up. Okay? Let me get into this. This is not what I had in mind from the sky. Okay? The Angel Reese thing and the Caitlin, can we just watch basketball? It's so farcical. It's such a circus of hot take bullshit. It drives me crazy. We are here at the renaissance of the WNBA. This is the pop of the WNBA, like the NBA with Jordan, Bird, and Magic. That's what the NBA is dealing right now. We're living it in real time. And how gorgeous is that? There's talk of women getting paid more money. They're filling arenas, okay, making no money. And there's a swell, men, women, old, young, all colors, wanting them to get more money. And eventually they will, okay? And these buttheads have to ruin this, or not ruin it, but stain it with all of this Caitlyn Angel, Caitlyn Angel, Caitlyn Angel. You know why I like Caitlyn and Angel? Okay, and the whole rivalry is, I mean, it's spicy. They butt heads, you know, the hard foul on Caitlyn and all that kind of stuff. But these are two future Hall of Fame players. You have the best rebounder in the game, the best passer in the game. And they were last year as rookies, by the way, okay? And the whole career is going to be locked in with one another. How freaking cool is that? That's the good stuff. It's not about white, black. It's not about all of these stupid comments. It's about Will Chamberlain and Bill fucking Russell, okay? That's what this is about. It's about, you know, Tina Thompson and Diana Taurasi. That's what it's about. It's about history. It's about competitiveness. It's about, we can't wait to watch when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark play against each other, okay? And all of the hate and all of these questions that are baiting Caitlyn and Angel to say something that's going to go viral. It's so gross. It's so gross. And I loved Angel. She was asked something in the preseason or early in the season. She's like, next question or whatever. Just keep doing that. Keep doing that. If it's a basketball question, answer it. If it's one of these stupid ass, I want to like stoke up racial tension questions, next question. Why do we want to stoke up racial tensions, by the way? Oh, I know, clickbait. Everybody loves hate and discord and chaos on Twitter and all these social media sites. All right, rant over. I do Rick's rant on my NBA show. I guess that was a pop-up Rick's rant here on the Fantasy WNBA today with your boy, Rick Kamla. All right, let's reel it in here. Chicago's 0-3. I saw her climb up the standings. They have lost to three, like either good or, you know, decent teams. Indiana lost to, Chicago lost to Indiana, New York, and the Sparks. Nothing to be ashamed of there. When the schedule opens up, some wins are going to be there for them, okay? But there are some problems with Chicago. Ariel Atkins, who I was big on in fantasy, big on in reality. I thought she was going to be like a high teens scorer for this team, and she still might be, but she's not there yet. She had 9 points in 27 minutes on Sunday, 8 points in 23 minutes in the previous game, 11 points in 22 minutes in the previous game. That ain't going to get it done. Not even close. She's got to get, like I said, 15, 17, 19. She's got to live up there. Camila Cardoso has to pick it up. Very slow start to the season. Her minutes have only been 22, 23, and 19 because of foul trouble. 6'7", 215. She got to get more nibbles. She got to get smarter. 5 fouls in the first game, then 1, then 4. All right, way too many fouls. She's at 8.3 points and 5.7 rebounds. And the Sky need more scoring from Angel Reese. She's at 13.7 boards per game, which is historically elite. 2 assists, fine. And 9 points. 9 points is not fine. Angel Reese has to get that number to 15, 16, 18. We got to start working on a robust double-double here, and she's not close to that. So Chicago has problems right now, but I'm not writing them off. I think they will figure this thing out. And then just lastly here, I got some stats on Arike. We're doing the bottom three. This is number 3. Arike Ogunbowale and Paige Beckers are off to very, very slow starts. Arike on Saturday, 5 points. I passed on Kelsey Plum for Arike Ogunbowale. She had 5 points. Dude, killing me. You're killing me. 5 points on 2 of 10. And I keep waiting on these Dallas. Ooh, Dallas is playing today. All right, let's go. Let's go, Arike. 5 points! Oh! Like, I could try, I guess, to offer Arike to the manager that has Kelsey Plum in these leagues where I draft. Maybe I got to sweeten it a little bit. Maybe I just got to add a little sweetener to make this mistake right. This is going to haunt me all year. It's going to haunt me all year, man. Paige on Saturday won 11 points on 4 of 15. Thank you. Thank you for patronizing me as I've complained about my fantasy leagues on radio, podcast, or television for 25 years. I love you guys. Nothing has changed. Nothing at all. For this season, Arike Ogunbowale is averaging 12 points a game. 12! 12! Last year, she was like 22. What's happening here? 2.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Yuck! That sucks. Paige Beckers, it's better. 13 points, 4.5 boards, 6.3 assists. The rebounds and assists look pretty good. The PRA looks pretty good for Paige. That's points, rebounds, and assists. Acronymed. Dallas is 0-4. So, I mean, they suck. We knew they were going to suck. I thought they'd be a little better. Like a little better. Like 3 wins better. Nope. That has not happened. Hey, we want you guys to support us and enjoy what we do, okay? So the best way to do that is leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening. And if you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and tip your bartender. Maybe go 25% instead of 20%. Drop us a written review. It'll help us grow and reach more people. Hey, it is time for the Kammy of the week. Nneka Ogwumike of Seattle. I keep talking about Seattle. They just keep popping up right on the tip of my tongue right now. Nneka Ogwumike passed Candace Parker into 9th place in the all-time scoring list. Think about that. You're like, wow, I watch ESPN and I watch some of the games and I read, the scores and fantasy updates at the bottom, and I see Ogwumike's name all the time with the Seattle Storm game. She must be pretty good. She's an all-time great, okay? Because I honestly, I knew that Nneka was awesome, and a future Hall of Famer and all that. Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, what? She passed Candace Parker? Candace Parker's a GOAT, bro. Like, I don't know. I haven't done this, like, who's on the Mount Rushmore of women's basketball. It's tough, too, because you got the Cheryl Millers who didn't play pro ball, and it's a tough thing to do. You kind of got to have Lisa Leslie on there, right? And so then you go to like Bird and Taurasi. It's like, how can you fit, Cynthia Cooper? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to figure that out and dial that in. But Candace she would be on the long list that you shortened to 4, right? Not sure Candace would make the Mount Rushmore, but she's in the running for it, all right? Nneka just passed her. That's crazy. The only names above Nneka Ogwumike in all-time scoring are Diana Taurasi, Tina Charles, DeWanna Bonner. Stop doing her like that in Indiana, yo. Tina Thompson, Tamika Catchings. Yo, Catch is my girl, man. Love me some Catch. She's number 5. Candace Dupree's at number 6. Cappy Pondexter, another one of my personal faves, at 7. Sue Bird at 8, and then Nneka at 9. Wow, right? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's like the euphemistic crazy that we say. Not literally loco. Nneka has, I got some math for you, all right? I never said there'd be no math. Nneka has 82 points so far, okay? Just hang in there with me here. This isn't going to boggle your brain. It's going to make sense. She has 82 points so far. She usually scores over 600 points in a season. The NBA guys, the top guys, score like over 2,000, all right? The WNBA, less games, they score less. The numbers are different. So Nneka is always at like a high point threshold, right? About 600 points with the games played, okay? So if healthy, we can count on at least another 500 points from Nneka Ogwumike this year. You with me so far? That math makes sense? Okay, so let's add 500 points to her current number of 6,584. That gets her up to 7,084 points, all right? That means if that happens, this year, Nneka will pass Sue Bird, Cappy Pondexter, and Candace Dupree and be 6th on the all-time list, okay? She, this year, if she stays healthy, is going to pass Candace Parker, Sue Bird, Cappy Pondexter, and Candace Dupree on the scoring list. Your mind should be blowing right now if it's not already, okay? So that's all like staggering stuff. And then, it would only be like Catchings and like there'd be 5 ladies above her. And I'm looking at Catch's number here. Catch is at 7,380. And so if NECA gets to, let's say, 70, 84 by the end of the year, she will get to Catchings next year, and she will pass her. And then who's above Catch? She will also probably get past Tina Thompson. Probably not DeWanna Bonner because she's still playing. So I would say, let's say she's healthy and just kicks ass this year and next year. All right, NECA. She will move up to 4th all-time on the scoring list. Okay, playing it out here a lot. But next year, okay, this year, next year, she will move all the way up to number 4, and she will pass Tina Thompson, who once upon a time was kind of alone and up on a pedestal as the leading scorer. And since Taurasi, Charles, and Bonner have passed her, and NECA eventually is going to pass Tina Thompson as well. By the way, shout out to Tina Thompson, one of the GOATs. And NECA was fantastic, okay? Sunday against Vegas in that 20-point beatdown. She had 23, 8, and 6. She was magnificent. She was better than Asia on the season. NECA's going 20.5 points and 10.3 rebounds, 20 and 10. That's some Zach Randolph shit right there, man. And she's leading the Storm. They're beating expectations, and it's great. Nneka Ogwumike gets the Kammy of the week. Hey, if you guys want to hang out with us, it's easy. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. Follow at Ethos Fantasy NBA on Twitter and Blue Sky. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up on the video. And if you have questions, ask them in the YouTube live chat. If you're listening on the podcast feed, join us on Discord. We have you covered for that. All right, time for some fantasy meets reality. Waiver wire ads for you. I have a couple of run, don't walk pickups for you guys and girls. Janelle Salan, she's with the Golden State Valkyries. All right, Friday night, she had 18, 8 with a dime, a block, 2 steals. She played 30 minutes. Game before, 10 points, 4 boards, 1 steal, 28 minutes. Okay, she's climbing. Young player, a prospect, a project that Golden State has. You know, they're an expansion team. They're going to play their young players. I really like Janelle Salan right now. Go get her if she is still on your waiver wire. And then Maya Campbell, another run, don't walk pickup. She started for Jordan, Canada on Sunday. Had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, 2 steals, 36 minutes. She is a hot pickup. We don't know when Jordan, Canada is going to be back. Could be another week, another 2 weeks. Who knows? And they've had some different ladies in there, but that's the best game by a fill-in point guard by the Dream. And I think they found their lady and will continue to go with her. They could make a change, but this is what we do in the pickup game. You pick it up, you basically throw stuff against the wall and see if it sticks. But Salan and Caldwell, to me, are really good pickups. Nia Coffey, she started for Griner on Sunday, and put an asterisk by this one and the next lady I'm going to talk about as well, because I think that was a rest game for Brittany Griner. I don't think that was an injury game. I believe that was a back-to-back for Atlanta. I believe it was a 3rd game in 4 days scenario for Atlanta. And so Brittany's an older player, and she's killing it. We all knew that, right? And so I think an older player, they just wanted to give her some rest and get her off her feet. They won the game anyway. But Nia Coffey was very good. 18 and 11 with 4 assists and 3 threes. Wow. As the fill-in starter for Brittany Griner. So if you see, Griner questionable for the next game or out for the next game, no, go get Nia Coffey. Naz Hillman, she played more minutes on Sunday with Griner out. She had 7 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 1 3 in 29 minutes. She is a really, really solid player. And so when Griner is out, automatically pivot to Naz Hillman, who will get more minutes off that bench. Guys, I think Dominique Malonga in the right league setup is a pickup right now. It's almost a stash. Like, you can play her, and you're going to get low dough right now, but I think the numbers are going to ascend as the season goes along. She's an exciting young player. There's buzz and hype about her, which adds a little bit of shine to her name on your team. She was overdrafted and then not played by her coach and then dropped in fantasy leagues. And now I think she can be like, Sunday, 12 minutes played. She had 8 points. She had 5 rebounds. She's on the radar now. So I think you get her now before she double-doubles in her next game, and then you're like, I can't get her anymore. She's, everybody's got her. So I would go get Dominique Malonga now. If you're in let me put it to you this way. If you're in a 6-team ESPN league, the standard league, okay, you can probably leave Malonga on waivers. You probably don't want to drop one of your 9 players for her at this point. If you are in an 8-team league or a 10-team league, definitely go get Dominique Malonga. Okay, because that's in 8 and 10-team leagues, you have to rely on bench players. Okay, in the 6-team leagues, you're pretty much dealing with all starters. In the 8-team and 10-team, you actually have 6th women and 7th women and 8th women on your team, and you need them to be good, okay, to win. So that's why Malonga is I think has some really sneaky value in those leagues. Same with this lady right here. Anissa Morrow of Connecticut. She has played in 2 games. Remember I was complaining about how they didn't play her in the preseason? Well, she must have picked up some kind of an injury. She played in 2 games in the WNBA season. She played 1 minute in the first game and then 11 on Sunday. On Sunday, she had 3 points and 7 rebounds in 11 minutes. She was a late draft pick and then dropped in a lot of leagues, in fantasy leagues, okay? She was the number 7 pick in the draft. She's going to play. And even if it's 20 to 25 minutes, again, in these 8-team leagues, these 10-team leagues, that's what you want. You want a talented player playing 20 to 25 minutes. Boom, goodies. They will work for you. They will help you win. And another one like that is Sarah Ashley Barker of the LA Sparks. She is a 10-team league only lady. Not great stats. She's starting for Rickea Jackson right now. It's about the minutes. Okay, she's at 26, 29, 28, 24 in the last 4 games, starting for Rickea Jackson. So again, 10-team league only, Sarah Ashley Barker. And Monique Okoa-Makani, I love that name. Monique Okoa-Makani is starting in Phoenix. She is in doubles for 3 straight games now, 11, 14, and 13. Her minutes have been in the 20s for all 3 of those games. So I mentioned that Phoenix has Sabali and Thomas and all these satellite players, right? Well, Monique Okoa-Makani is probably the best of those satellite players right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there are your waiver wire ads, pop players for you. Azura Stevens of the LA Sparks, popping. Sunday, 24, 8, and 3. Wow. 1 block, 2 steals. She has 20 points or more in 3 of her last 4 games. On the season, 17 and 9. Wow. Azura Stevens has been she was drafted in all leagues, okay? She's a starter for the Sparks. But flirt with a double-double kind of start. 17 and 9? It's badass, man. What can I say? I am probably my new favorite player in the WNBA is Kiki Irafin. Pardon me. I've been working. I just screwed up. I literally have been rehearsing her name. Literally. Because it's Iriafen. I'm like, how do you say that? And I did a little research, and it's Iriafin. Iriafin. So the IRI is Erie, and then and then Fin. So I've been practicing it, and I still screwed it up. Okay, so that sucks. Iriafin. Kiki Iriafin. 4 straight double-doubles. She is the new Angel Reese, okay? She had 11 and 13 on Sunday. She, on the season, averaging 13.8 points, 11.2 rebounds. She is 3rd in the league in rebounds, ahead of Asia Wilson. Iriafin, I nailed it, has more rebounds per game than Asia Wilson. How cool is that? How cool is that? Right now, she's the Rookie of the Year. She's doing better than Paige Beckers right now. Kiki Iriafin. She plays for Washington. Off the radar, nobody cares. We do over here in fantasy. Iriafin. Repeat after me. Iriafin. Anyway, Kiki, big fan of your work. And I saw that on the internet. If that pronunciation is wrong, blame the internet. Aaliyah Boston is popping. I told you, 27 and 13 on Saturday, 18.5 points, 10.8 rebounds on the season. And without Caitlin Clark, those numbers are going up. A couple of injury buzzkills, as I like to kind of mention these here. Tiffany Hayes suffered a head injury, probable concussion. I haven't seen that, but it was a head injury. She's missed several games now. She's probably concussed, probably out about a week. I have been in some very unfortunate injury situations where I've had to drop her because I don't like taking L's. I don't. And I don't like when you miss man games or woman games, you take L's. And I've got Kayla McBride out and Clea Copper out and Natasha Mack out and Tiffany Hayes out. And it's like, in these ESPN leagues only have one IR spot. Please change that. For the love of God, please change that. I hate one IR spot leagues. I can't stand that setup. And the whole thing, well, we want the waiver wire to be more fertile. How about making our teams more fertile? Why are we trying to hook up the waiver wire? We should be trying to hook up the managers in the league with better talent and more optionality. That's my take on it. More IR, not less IR. Dude, we have 6 IR spots in my fantasy basketball league. 6, okay? And guess what? A lot of times I am using all 6, okay? I don't want to drop Brooke Lopez. I don't want to drop Jalen Johnson, okay? And I want to stash them and wait till they get healthy. Please change that, okay? And Leona Phoebish, she was injured. Pardon me. Wait a minute here. Yeah, she was injured on Saturday, shin injury in that win for the Liberty over the Fever. She played like 7 minutes. So I don't know what's going on with Leone. Hopefully it was a shin injury. And I think shin, I don't know. I don't presume that she will miss a whole lot of time. All right. A couple of shout outs before we get out here on I'm Rick Kamla. We are the Fantasy WNBA today. A couple of shout outs before we get out. Brittany Griner. Okay, she missed the last game, but the previous game, she was doing the walk-off interview at halftime, and she was so freaking mad at the refs. And so I believe it was Angel Gray waiting, and she's like, all right, we're going to send it back to you. And then the camera stayed there, and Brittany Griner talking to the refs and literally turning her body, and she said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and cuss here. She said, be fucking better. She screamed that at the ref. Live national TV, okay? And then she came over and did the interview. And again, I believe it was Angel Gray, but I was too focused on Brittany Griner, all this kind of stuff. I think that's so gangster. I love it. I know you're not supposed to do it, and kids are watching, and a role model, and all this kind of stuff. I liked it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I liked it. When Ant-Man will cuss on TV or Luca will cuss on TV, I like it. I just do. It's edgy. It's edgy. I dig edgy. I'm edgy. Okay. So I like the fire, right? She's in Atlanta now. I told you she's gonna have a reborn, change of scenery type of year, and I see her cussing out refs. Let's go, Brittany. Let's go. I love that stuff, man. Brittany, don't change a thing, homie. Don't change a thing, man. All right, and shout out to Jewel Lloyd as well. For the return to Seattle and the Love Fest and her resume with the Storm. Rookie of the Year, 2-time WNBA champ, 6-time All-Star, first-team All-WNBA, 2-time second-team All-WNBA, All-Star Game MVP, and scoring leader at over 2,000 points. All right. Shout out to Jewel Lloyd. I know I kind of bang on her for the Vegas thing and all that. But I mean, I've never not said she's a future Hall of Famer. She's a future Hall of Famer. And overall, just fantastic person and player. She got to pick it up though, obviously, for Vegas. And then my new favorite player, Iriafin. Ooh, feels good. I'm nailing this now. One last nugget on her. Fastest WNBA player since 1999 to record 50 points and 50 rebounds. Let me read that again. Fastest WNBA player since 1999 to record 50 points and 50 boards. Iriafin is making history out there like Angel did last year as a rookie. Angel, Kiki's kind of coming for your money a little bit. Just saying. Really appreciate you guys watching. The Fantasy WNBA today with your boy Rick Kamla. Please retweet this. Put it out on your timelines. Let everybody know that this is the most badass, savage WNBA show that there has ever been. And I believe I stand on that as fact. And also go to sportsethos.com, subscribe to our work, and download the Sports Ethos app. And we really appreciate you guys and girls. I will be back 10 a.m. Monday morning with the next episode of the Fantasy WNBA Today. Enjoy the ladies' hoops. We'll see you soon.